Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's been making headlines for over a decade: Bitcoin. You've probably heard the name, maybe seen it in the news, but what exactly is it? And more importantly, how does it work? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of the world's first and most famous cryptocurrency. So let's start with the basics. What is Bitcoin? Think of it like digital cash. You can use it to buy goods and services, or you can hold onto it as an investment. But unlike the dollars, euros, or yen in your bank account, Bitcoin isn't controlled by any single bank or government. That's a huge part of its appeal. It's decentralized. This concept of decentralization is key. Traditional currencies are managed by central banks, which can print more money and control interest rates. Bitcoin, on the other hand, operates on a peer-to-peer network. Imagine a giant public ledger that's shared among thousands of computers all over the world. This ledger is called the blockchain. Now, the word blockchain might sound complicated, but the idea is actually quite simple. It's a chain of blocks. Each block contains a list of transactions. When someone sends Bitcoin to someone else, that transaction is bundled into a new block. This block is then added to the end of the chain, creating a permanent, unchangeable record. But who adds these blocks to the chain? This is where mining comes in. Bitcoin miners are people or companies that use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical puzzles. The first miner to solve the puzzle gets to add the next block to the blockchain. As a reward for their work, they receive newly created Bitcoin. This process is how new Bitcoins are introduced into the system, and it's also what secures the network. Think about it. To change a transaction, a hacker would need to go back and alter a previous block. But because each block is cryptographically linked to the one before it, changing one block would mean they'd have to redo all the work for every single block that came after it. And they'd have to do this faster than all the other honest miners on the network combined. This makes the Bitcoin blockchain incredibly secure and virtually impossible to tamper with. So how did this all start? Bitcoin was created in 2009 by a mysterious person or group of people using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. To this day, nobody knows who Satoshi really is. They published a white paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, outlining how this new digital currency would work. In January 2009, the network went live when Satoshi mined the first block, known as the Genesis block. One of the most important features Satoshi designed is scarcity. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin in existence. This is written into the code and cannot be changed. This limited supply is a major reason why some people view Bitcoin as digital gold. Just like gold is a scarce resource, Bitcoin's finite supply can make it a store of value, protecting against things like inflation that devalue traditional currencies. So how do you get and use Bitcoin? To own Bitcoin, you need a digital wallet. This isn't a physical wallet, but rather a software program that stores your private and public keys. Your public key is like your bank account number. You can share it with others to receive Bitcoin. Your private key, however, is like your PIN or password. It's top secret. You need it to authorize transactions and access your funds. It's crucial to keep your private key safe, because if you lose it, you lose access to your Bitcoin forever. There's no customer service line to call. There are different types of wallets. Software wallets run on your computer or smartphone and are great for everyday use. Hardware wallets are physical devices, kind of like a USB stick that store your keys offline. They are considered the most secure option for storing larger amounts of Bitcoin because they are unconnected to the internet, making them immune to hacking. You can get Bitcoin in a few ways. The most common method is buying it on a cryptocurrency exchange. These are online platforms where you can trade your regular money, like dollars, for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. You can also receive it as payment for goods or services, or if you have the resources, you can try mining it yourself. Although that has become very competitive and requires specialized hardware. Now let's talk about the pros and cons. On the plus side, Bitcoin offers lower transaction fees compared to traditional banking, especially for international payments. Transactions can be faster, and as we discussed, it's decentralized, giving users full control over their money without needing a middleman like a bank. It also offers a degree of privacy, as transactions aren't tied to your real-world identity, though they are recorded on the public blockchain. However, there are also downsides. The price of Bitcoin is notoriously volatile. It can experience huge price swings in very short periods, which makes it a risky investment. The network can also get congested, leading to slower transaction times and higher fees during periods of high demand. And because it's a new technology, the regulatory landscape is still evolving. Different countries have different rules, which can create uncertainty. Another big concern is its environmental impact. Bitcoin mining consumes a massive amount of energy because of all the powerful computers working to solve those puzzles. This has sparked a lot of debate, and the community is actively exploring more energy-efficient solutions, like the Lightning Network for faster, cheaper payments and alternative consensus mechanisms. Despite these challenges, Bitcoin's influence is undeniable. It paved the way for thousands of other cryptocurrencies, known as altcoins, and introduced the world to blockchain technology. This technology is now being explored for uses far beyond currency, in areas like supply chain management, voting systems, and digital identity. So, to recap, Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency powered by a technology called blockchain. It's secured by miners who are rewarded with new Bitcoin. There's a limited supply of 21 million, which gives it a store of value property similar to gold. You store it in a digital wallet and must protect your private key. It has pros like user control and lower fees, but also cons like price volatility and energy consumption. The world of Bitcoin is complex and constantly changing, but hopefully this gives you a solid foundation to understand what it's all about.